Hello once again, welcome to another tutorial. This is Miriam's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful tote bag here. So this is a nice shoulder bag and simple to crochet. Even if you're a crochet beginner, I'm going to show you how to make it step by step. So this is our bag, and if you want, you can put lining inside and a zipper. So let's see what we're going to need for us to crochet this bag. So for this bag, you're going to need a scissors, a crochet hook. This one here is a 4mm crochet hook, and it corresponds to the thickness of yarn that I'm going to be using. This one here is 3mm thick polyester cord, and if you don't have this type of cord, you can use any other type of yarn that you have. Just make sure that you're using a corresponding crochet hook. For this bag, I used about 2 rolls, and each row is about 200 meters, so I used about 400 meters of 3mm thick polyester cord. You're also going to need a needle and stitch markers. I used about 5 stitch markers. You're also going to need a handmade tag. However, if you don't have this, it's still fine. So let's begin. So we're going to begin with the chain of 26. So I begin with my slip knot, and then we're going to chain 26. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to continue and come back with 26 chains. So I now have 26 chains, and we're going to begin the first round. So here I'm going to skip the first chain from the hook and insert my hook into the second one, this one, and we're going to crochet single crochet. So this is single crochet in US terms and double crochet in UK terms. So insert your hook, pick up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through both loops on the hook. So I'm just going to mark this first stitch of the round. So this one, and then I'm going to continue putting 1 single crochet in each chain, 2 in the next one, 3, 4, 'So I'm going to continue up until we're in the last chain. So here I'm now left with 1 chain here at the end of the row. So in this last chain I'm going to put 5 single crochets. So that's 1 in the same chain, 1 single crochet in the same chain again. I insert my hook, put another single crochet, 2, and I'm going to mark the second one like this, and then we continue the third one, 3 in the same chain, 4, and then I'm going to mark the 4th one, and then we put the 5th one. Like that. Okay, so we've put 5 single crochets in this chain here, and you can see that we have curved, and now we are now crocheting at the back of the chains. Okay, so we're going to continue putting 1 single crochet at the back of each chain. So find that at the back of each chain we have these spaces, these ones, okay, here, so we're going to insert there and put 1 single crochet in each. So here I insert, so I'm also going to be hiding this tail as we crochet. Okay, put 1 single crochet like that into the next one, here 1 single crochet, again 1 single crochet like this. So I'm going to continue up until we're towards the end of the round. So here I'm now at the end of the round, and I'm now left with the back of the first stitch that we did here. Okay, so in this one I'm going to put 4 single crochets. Okay, so we're putting 4 instead of 5 like we did the other end here, because you're also assuming that this first stitch is also coming from that chain. So I'm going to put 4. So that's 1, again in the same chain, 2. Okay, so we're going to mark the second one, 3, and then we'll put the 4th one, just squeeze it in, 4, and then we mark the 4th one just like we did here. Okay, like this. So we've put 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've marked the second and the 4th one here. So to complete the round, I'm going to remove the stitch marker in the first stitch and insert my hook just below those top 2 loops of the first stitch. Grab my yarn and work a slip stitch, and then pull through the loop on the hook like this. So this completes the first round. And at this point you need to count your stitches and to make sure that there are 56 stitches, and 56 is a multiple of 8. Okay, so I've completed the first round, and next we chain 1 like this. So you find that we have a slip stitch and a chain 1 here, and these two do not count as stitches, the slip stitch and the chain 1. Okay, so I'm going to insert my hook again in the first stitch of the round, okay, the one we inserted earlier on to put a slip stitch, and work 1 single crochet, and we're going to mark the single crochet, this one. So here I'm going to continue with 1 single crochet in each stitch. Okay, so insert your hook below those top 2 loops and work 1 single crochet like this into the next one. Okay, 1 single crochet. Okay, so I'm going to continue with 1 single crochet like this, like this. So I'm going to continue up until I reach this marked stitch. So now we're at this marked stitch marker here. Okay, we begin our round the side. So in this marked stitch we're going to put 3 single crochets. So I'm going to remove the stitch marker and put 3 single crochets in that same stitch like this. That's 1. In the same stitch again, 2. So we're going to mark the second stitch of those 3, which is this one, which is the middle stitch of the 3. So we now have 2. Let's put the third one, 3, like this. So we've put 3 single crochets here. We are forming a corner here, okay, for our base. So next, the next stitch is not marked, this one, so we just put 1 single crochet. Now this next stitch is marked, so we put 3 single crochets. So that's 1 in the same stitch, 2. Remember to mark the second stitch, which is the middle stitch, and then 3. Like this. So you can see now we have 2 corners here. So we proceed putting 1 single crochet in each of the following stitches that are not marked up until we reach these other 2 marked stitches here. Remember, this one is only marking the first stitch, so we do not increase our stitches in this one. So in the next one I put 1 single crochet, in the next one single crochet, in the next one 1 single crochet. So let's do that and let's meet in the stitch. Now we put 3 stitches again in this marked one. So we put 3 single crochets. Okay, so that's 1, another 1, 2. Remember to mark the second stitch of the 3, and then the third one in the same stitch like this. So the next stitch, this one doesn't have a stitch marker, so we put 1 single crochet. Now we are in this one, which is the last stitch of the second round, so we put 3 again, 1, then again 2. Sorry, remember to mark the second one, and then 3 like this. Okay, so here you need to remember that we said earlier on, this is the slip stitch and this is the chain 1, and these two do not count as stitches, the slip stitch and the chain 1. Okay, the chain 1 is the vertical stitch, and then the slip stitch is this one here. So you skip all these to finish up round 2. So here I'm going to go and insert my hook into the first stitch, this one, and make a slip knot again, and try to make it as small as possible. Okay, this one that we just did, that's the slip stitch. Okay, and then you chain 1 like this in the same stitch, the first stitch. Okay, here you work 1 single crochet like this. So we mark this single crochet. So just take note here, the slip stitch and the chain 1 do not count as stitches. Okay, these ones, the slip stitch and the chain 1, they don't count as stitches. So I insert my hook, I mark my first stitch, sorry, like this. So here we finished the second round, and if you count your stitches, you find that we now have 64 stitches. So after each and every round, you find that our stitches would have increased by 8. So at each corner we are increasing 2 stitches, 2 stitches, 2, 2. So that's a total of 8. So we are only increasing our stitches on the stitches that are on the corners here, and not this one, the first stitch. Okay, it is only marked so that you know the starting point. Otherwise, these are the stitches that you're only increasing. We'll put 3 single crochets in each of these. So we're going to repeat the second round that we just did up until we have 6 rounds. So let's just do this one more time and then we'll continue. So here we don't have stitch markers, so I'm going to put 1 single crochet in each of the following stitches. 1 single crochet, and the next one 1 single crochet. Okay, so here again you put 3 single crochets in this marked stitch. That's 1, 2, not forgetting to mark the second stitch, and then 3 like this. These following stitches do not have stitch markers, so I put 1 single crochet in each like this. Okay, up until you reach the next stitch marker like this one, and then we put 3 single crochets again. That's 1, 2, remember to mark the second stitch, and then we put the third one in the same stitch like this. Okay, so we're going to repeat the pattern, 1 single crochet in each of the following stitches, and then when you reach this point you put 3 single crochets here and mark the second one, 1 single crochet for the stitches here in the middle, and then again in this one you put 3 single crochets. So I'm going to come back after we finish putting 3 single crochets in this one. So here I'm almost at the end of this round. I've just put 3 single crochets in this stitch. So here you find that this is the first stitch of the round, this is the chain 1, and this is the slip stitch. So this is another stitch that we need to crochet into. So we're going to put 1 single crochet into that stitch. Now we are left with the slip stitch and the chain 1, and these two do not count as stitches, so we skip them and insert our hook into the first stitch, okay, like this. So we have the slip stitch and the chain 1 here. So we skip these two and we insert our hook into the first stitch and join with a slip stitch. So try to make the slip stitch as small as possible or as tight as possible, and then pull through. That's the slip stitch there, and then the chain 1 also, like this. And then next we begin the next round, which is the 4th round, and we insert our hook back in that first stitch, like this, and then work 1 single crochet. Remember to mark the first stitch. So marking the first stitch helps you to identify the slip stitch as well as the chain 1. So this is the first stitch, like this. And then we're going to repeat the pattern up until we have 6 rounds, and then come back. Welcome back. So I've done 6 rounds here, and if you were to measure the length and the width, we have 30 centimeters in length, and then the width is 9 centimeters. So here, if you want to increase the size of your bag, you can add more rounds here at the end here. So we're just going to work with the 6 rounds here for the best. So right now, you just want to make sure that the total number of your stitches right round is a multiple of 8. Here I have 96, which is a multiple of 8. So next, we're going to remove these 4 stitch markers and remain with this one. So now we're going to start crocheting the sides of our bag. So here I just joined the first and the last stitch with a slip stitch, this small one here. So I'm going to remove the stitch marker here, and we're going to chain 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to act as our first treble crochet. So this is treble crochet in US terms and double treble in UK terms. So I'm going to mark the 4th chain here. Next, we're going to put 2 more treble crochets in the same stitch. So with a treble crochet, you yarn over twice, like this. Insert your hook, pick up a loop, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. Okay, let's do one more. Yarn over twice, insert in the same stitch, pick up a loop, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. Okay, so we have our first set of 3 treble crochets like this. So next I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to skip 3 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3. And in the 4th one, I'm going to insert my hook and work 1 single crochet. Pick up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops like this. Okay, and then I chain 1. Next, I skip 3 stitches again, 1, 2, 3. And then in this one, I'm going to put 3 treble crochets. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. And then in this one, let's put a treble crochet, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1 treble, another one, that's 2, has 3 treble crochets there. So next we're going to chain 3. That's 1, 2, 3. In the same stitch we're going to put 3 more treble crochets. Okay, so I yarn over again twice in that stitch, pick up a loop, okay, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, another treble in that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops, last 2. Okay, another treble, insert, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops, yarn over, pull through last 2 loops, like this. Okay, next chain 1, and then we skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then in the 4th one we put 1 single crochet, and then we chain 1, like this. So again we repeat again what we did here. We skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then in this 4th one we put 3 treble crochets. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, and then in here one, 2, 3. Next we chain 3, 1, 2, 3. In the same stitch we put 3 more treble crochets. Two treble crochet, and then the 3rd one in the same stitch, three, like this. Okay, so you can see the pattern. So going to repeat. Next here you chain 1 and then skip 3 stitches. Okay, 1. Make sure you do not skip more than 3 stitches here. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then in this one you put 1 single crochet, 1, 2, 3 in here, and then chain 1. So we're going to repeat the sequence or the pattern. Okay, skip 3 stitches here, and then in the 4th one you put 3 treble crochets, chain 3, 3 treble crochets, chain 1 at the end, skip 3 stitches, and then repeat that right round up until we're towards the end of the round. So here we are now at the end of the first round of the sides. So as you can see, I just did a single crochet here and chain 1. Now I count 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. So you find that here at the beginning we only have a set of 3 treble crochets, whereas on the other groups or sets we have a set of 3 treble crochets, chain 3, and another one here. So you also want this one to be just like the rest. So what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over twice, skip the 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. So remember this one here is a slip stitch that we used to join the first and last stitch of the previous round here. So I'm going to come here, okay, and then work 3 treble crochets. That's 1, that's 2, and then that's 3. So to complete this round, I'm going to chain 1 here at the end, yarn over. I'm going to come in the 4th chain that we marked here. Okay, set my hook, yarn over, and then pull through all the loops like this. Okay, so this completes the first round of the sides. So now we'll move on to the next one. So here, to begin the next round, I'm just going to mark this point here, this one. I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this time we're going to do front post treble crochets. So with front post treble crochets, you insert your hook behind each treble. Okay, behind each treble. Okay, in this one, behind like this. So next, I'm going to yarn over twice, and also we are not going to be completing our treble crochets. We will leave them unfinished, and then we'll yarn over a set of unfinished treble crochets. So let me show you. Yarn over twice. So we come here in this first one, behind, yarn over, go through, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. So we're going to leave it like this and proceed to the next one, this one. Yarn over twice, here, like this, pick up a loop, pull through, 2, 4, 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. So we now have 3 loops. We'll move on to the next one. Yarn over twice, behind, pick up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2. So you can see that we've done this front post, another front post, in this one also. This is the chain 4. We move on. We skip this part. We move on to the next, this one. We still have 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over twice again. Come to this treble. Pick up a loop. Yarn over. Pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over. Pull through the next 2 loops. We'll move to the next one. Insert. Pick up a loop. Yarn over. Pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. We'll move on to the next one. Yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. So at this point you should have 2, 4, 6, 7 loops on the hook like this. Okay, so you yarn over, pull through all the 7 loops on the hook like this. Next you chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to come at this chain 3 that we're doing in the previous round. This one, okay. At the peak of that chain 3, I'm going to insert my hook. I'm going to work a single crochet like this. Okay, next I chain 4 and begin the sequence again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over twice. We come to this front post. We work the front post treble, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over twice. We come to the next one, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. 3 loops on the hook, yarn over twice again, we'll move to the next. Four loops on the hook, yarn over twice, move to the next set here. We skip this part, front post, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over twice to the next one. So you do 6 front post treble crochets that are not complete. Sorry, yarn over twice, and then you yarn over all of them at once, like this. So you have 2, 4, 6, 7 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all the 7 loops like this, then chain 4, 2, 3, 4. You move on and work a single crochet at this peak. Chain 4 again, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to repeat this sequence right round up until we're towards the end of the round. So here we're almost at the end of the second round. So this is our pattern and it's beautiful. So here I just did front post, all of the 6 front posts treble crochets, and I'm now going to yarn over all of them and then chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is our stitch marker, okay, that we marked earlier on when we began the round. So I'm going to come and insert just below the stitch marker there, and I'm just going to join with a slip stitch. Like this, and this completes the second round. So we move on to the next round. Here I'm going to chain 1 like this. So I'm just going to place our stitch marker in the slip stitch that we just did, okay, the stitch before the chain 1 that we just did, like this. So this third round is almost similar to the first round of the size that we did. We're going to be doing treble crochets. So only that our treble crochets, we are now going to be inserting our hook onto this center here, this small circle here, okay, here, these small circles here, okay, and this one also. So next I'm going to yarn over twice, insert my hook at the center, okay, here, and work 3 treble crochets. 1 treble crochet, another one, two treble crochet, another one, 3 treble crochets, and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. In that same space, insert our hook and put 3 more treble crochets. One, in that same space, 2, 3. Okay, so you can see our pattern there like this. So next you chain 1. Now we're going to come, remember the single crochets that we're putting at the peak here. So we're now going to come in front of the single crochet. We have a small V here, okay, we have these front loops, a V sort of. So we're going to insert our hook in between here and work 1 single crochet like this. Okay, and chain 1. We move to the next center or circle, small space here, and put 3 treble crochets again. Chain 3 treble crochets. 1 treble crochet, 2, 3, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. In the same space we put 3 more treble crochets. 1, 2, 3, like this. And then we chain 1, we come to this V in between and work 1 single crochet, and then chain 1. Okay, so we're going to repeat the sequence. Okay, and we want to achieve this pattern here, like this. So next you come to this center and put 3 treble crochets, chain 3, and put 3 more treble crochets. 1 single crochet here, chain 1. Let's do that right round up until we're towards the end of the round. So here we're almost at the end of the 3rd round. So we're left with this 1 circle here. I just did a single crochet here and chain 1. So next we're going to put 3 treble crochets in this last space here. 3 treble crochets, chain 3, 3 treble crochets. 2, 3, and then we chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Put 3 more treble crochets in that space. And 2, and then we chain 1. Like this. So to finish off the round, I'm going to come and insert my hook just below this stitch marker here, and we're going to join with a slip stitch here, and we're going to join with a slip stitch like this. So this completes our 3rd round, and this is the pattern of our bag so far, like this. So you find that we're going to be alternating a round of treble crochets, the one that we just did, and a round of front post treble crochets. So now the next round we're going to repeat the 2nd round of front post treble crochets. However, one thing that you need to note is that the only starting point for front post treble crochets is here at the peak here. Okay, you can't start the front post treble crochets here. So you need to make sure that whenever you begin the round of front post treble crochets, your starting point is this point. So one way we can achieve that is by just doing slip stitch up until you reach this point. Okay, so here I'm just going to insert my hook into this next stitch here, and then we work slip stitch. You move on into the next one, slip stitch, into the next one, slip stitch. So we repeat up until you reach the peak. Okay, here. So again, let's put another one here, like this. So you can see that we've moved from this depression here up until we're here. So I'm just going to do a chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here I'm going to mark with a stitch marker at the bottom of the chain 4, like this. Okay, so that's going to be our starting point for the 4th round. The rest is going to be the same with the 2nd round. So next you yarn over twice, and then we crochet front post treble crochets, making sure that you do not finish or complete these treble crochets. In the next one, like this. In the next one, we move on to this other set. Okay, okay, so now we have 2, 4, 6 loops on the hook. Let's do the last one. Like this. 7 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 7, and then we chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we come at the peak and we put 1 single crochet, then we chain 4 again, 1, 2, 3, 4. We come again, we do front post here, and then we chain 4, put 1 single crochet at the top here, and repeat the sequence. So we're going to continue the pattern right round up until we're back here at the starting point. And then the next round is going to be the treble crochet round. So this round that we're working on right now, which is the 4th round, is going to be a repeat of the 2nd round. And then the next round is a repeat of the 3rd round. So we're going to repeat the 2nd and the 3rd round and add a few more rounds and then come back. Welcome back. So I've done 14 rounds from this point up to this point. So if you want to increase the height of your bag, you can keep on adding more rounds at the top here. So here the width of our bag when flat is 33 centimeters, and then the height starting from this point is 24 centimeters. So now I want to do the last round and put a nice edging there. So here this is the stitch marking the starting point here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a single crochets, 4 single crochets, but I'll be joining these 2 together. Okay, so here I'm going to remove the stitch marker. So I'm going to set my hook below this space, okay, like this, grab my yarn and then pull through like this, yarn over, and then pull through so like this. So make sure that this one is tight and nice. So I'm just going to mark this one. So I'm going to put 4 single crochets here. So I've put 1 again. So depending on the thickness of your yarn, you can increase from 4 to 5 or even less. 2, 3, okay, and then the last one, 4, like this. So next I'm going to come in the center here and put another single crochet like this. Okay, so here again, so with this one, instead of putting 4 only, we're going to put 8. So from this point up to this point, okay, and we'll be inserting a hook here. So I'm going to insert, okay, like this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then the 8th one, 8. Okay, and then next we have this small center here. We put 1 single crochet there, like this. Okay, again we come here again, so we repeat again what we did here. We put 8 single crochets, so we're going to repeat that. Here you put 1 single crochet, repeat that right round up until we're back here at the starting point. So here we've done single crochet right round. Okay, now we are almost back at the starting point. So remember, we started with 4 single crochets here, so we're left with this space here. So we're going to put 4 single crochets in that space that's left. So that's 1. So just try to squeeze them so that they all fit in there. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so next let's fasten off the ends. Okay, so next we're going to crochet the handle. So here you need to leave a tail of about 30 centimeters, and then wrap your yarn around your hand, make a slip knot, then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. So you're going to skip the first chain from the hook and insert your hook into the second one. Pick up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and then pull through 2. So you're going to turn. We have this small loop, this one that I'm holding right now, this one. So you're going to turn like this, and then you're going to insert your hook into this small back loop. Okay, pick up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and then pull through. So you find that now at the back we have these small 2 loops here. So you turn again, okay, and insert your hook through those 2 back loops like this. Pick up a loop, pull through those 2 loops, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and then pull through. So again we have these 2 back loops. So you turn and insert again into those 2 back loops. Pick up a loop, pull through those 2 loops, yarn over, pull through. Okay, so this is our handle. So you just repeat the pattern up until you have your desired length for the handle. So mine, I'm going to make it 70 centimeters. Okay, so let's repeat that and then come back. Okay, so this one here is my handle, and it is about 70 centimeters. If you want a shorter one, it's still fine. So here at the end, I'm going to cut sleeve again 30 centimeters, and this will help us to attach the handle to the bag. And then here you pull through like this. So you're going to need to make another one exactly like this, so that they are two, okay, of the same length. So next we're going to join this onto the bag. So here, to attach the handles, you find that we have these small holes here. So you decide where you want to place your handle, either through these two holes or here or even here, okay? So I've decided I want my handle to be somewhere here, okay? So you need to insert your handle inside like this, okay? And then this end we're going to insert through the needle. And then we're going to join, okay? So we find that we have the center here just below this piece, okay, this one. So making sure that your handle is flat, okay. I'll be attaching the handle around this small hole here, okay. So here, just find somewhere to insert your hook, making sure that this needle is not showing on the other side here. Like this, and then on the handle, and then onto the bag, making sure that it's neat, again onto the handle, let's use this one. Into the bag, okay. So now our handle is in place, making sure that it is firm, and then fasten off, okay. So let's fasten off. Just find somewhere to hide your tail inside the bag. So this is the handle that we've joined, this one, okay. So making sure that it is not twisted, you come again, okay. insert onto this one. Okay, so we insert again here, and then we join. So let's join this other side as well as the other side, this one. Okay, okay, so let's join and then come back. So this is our bag. Okay, and if you want, you can put lining inside. So I'm just going to put a handmade tag here. Okay, so this is our tote bag. It's nice, it's beautiful. A rectangle bottom. You can put lining and a zipper inside. Thank you for watching Miriam's Crafts. Please do subscribe, like and comment for more videos. Thank you.